I need to get my grades up to an A, or this is what I'll be seeing when grades are finalized. So on Monday, I pretty much just worked on my math project, and that was pretty much it because this math project has a huge priority because it's one of like the last chances I have to bring my math grade up to an A. So on Tuesday, see this history grade right there? That went down to a B plus, and it's because of this assignment. But the problem is I submitted it last week and I already emailed my teacher. So I guess he just didn't update it because he was busy doing some Chad stuff. Anyways, my mom checked my grades on this particular day. Yeah, when she saw that my grades were, well, this eyesore, she did not take it too lightly. She crashed out. She was so angry that in the middle of her lecture to me, I noticed that it was time to go to basketball practice, but I didn't say anything because she would just yell at me more. And it got to the point where my mom asked my dad, "Isn't he going to basketball practice?" And she said, "No, he has a lot of things to do." Oh my gosh. At this moment, I knew I was f***ed. And you best believe that I studied a lot that day. I mostly just did an English assignment, which was due like a week ago, this one to be exact. And I tried to turn it in on Thursday, but apparently the teacher wouldn't take it in late because she said that she was done updating all the grades and she's not going to change it. Okay, so I worked on my final English project. And y'all know what subject I'm choosing for it? It is the one and only. I also worked on a review packet for the math final that I have. And just skimming through the packet, I realized something. I forgot literally everything. I mean, I don't even know half the stuff that I learned on the last unit. I got a 90 on that test, by the way. So, in conclusion, I'm cooked, fried, grilled, sauteed, whatever other synonyms there are to fucking cooked. And the best part, I have no less than 2 weeks to learn all of this. And here's a bonus for you, right? That's just the final, right? Where I have to relearn units 6 through 10. That's not including the EOC that I have next week. That includes unit 1 through 10. You heard that correctly, folks. I have a test that's not a final that covers units 1 through 10, where the final covers only units 6 through 10, and it's before the final. Doesn't make any sense, does it? And it just keeps on getting better, folks. You would think that for such a big assessment, which accumulates all of the material you learned in 1 year into one singular test, and to put that before the comparatively smaller test, which are only tested on 5 units, right? You would think that the bigger test doesn't have much impact on, your grades, which, to be fair, it has 0 impact on my grades. So why am I making such a big deal about this? It doesn't have an impact on my grades. It has an impact on the class I'm getting into next, right? I already have the teacher recommendation to get into AP Pre-Calc, and I have the minimum grade requirements. But the school district decided that isn't enough. I need to score an 85 or higher on the EOC to get into my next class. And they think that it's a good idea to keep this test, which is 10 units before the final that actually counts towards my grade, that is 5 units. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. If you're wondering why it says Wednesday again, that is because it's been 7 days. It's been 7 days, and I can't recall anything that happened on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, right? Why can't I recall that? Because it's all a blur. Why is it a blur? Because the only thing I did was fucking study. When I tell you that my mom made me skip basketball practice again, not as a punishment, but just so I could study for my EOC. I mean, my week was already ruined, but I didn't even go outside. Actually, that's a lie. I went outside on Saturday, not to touch grass, to help out on a video production project, which more or less was fun. Because my video production group didn't get the project done in time, so I had to work in overtime, right? However, I said that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday were a blur. I never said anything about Tuesday because I remember what happened on Tuesday, because that was quite literally yesterday. And I had my EOC yesterday. Oh my gosh, when I tell you I sat down and I saw the first question, I already knew that I was getting like 100 on that. And I was in genuine flow state. There was like one question that I didn't know how to do, so I just guessed the answer for that because I'm like 99% sure that the other 19 questions I got correct. The EOC is on a 20 question multiple choice basis, by the way, for context. I guess that's what studying for a week does to you. It gives you flow state while taking a test. I'm not sure if I worded that correctly, but after I came home from the EOC, like a couple hours later, I mean, that was probably like the most fun I've had because I pretty much just played basketball with my friends. Yeah, that was like a really nice change of pace. I'm probably going to go play basketball again after I'm done recording this voiceover. Yeah, I played basketball and then I came home on Tuesday to prepare for my history test, which I had today. Speaking of history, my grade in the class is now an A minus. That's not something to brag about because, I mean, technically I'm not bragging about it. I'm just informing you guys. Anyways, yeah, so the history grade is now an A, not because of the test, but it's because you remember that assignment that was holding my grade down? Yeah, my history teacher updated it, and now I have an A. And I'm pretty sure I aced the history test too. It was pretty easy. It was on like the Cold War. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go play basketball. I'm gonna come back home, make like a LeBron edit for my English project. Oh yeah, I am definitely acing English, bro. Especially since the final is is about LeBron. Well, not for everybody. It's just about LeBron for me. You can choose your own topic. But if there's one thing I can do, it's LaGlaze. So, my grade looks like this. And I haven't done anything since Tuesday. I've just basically been playing basketball. I mean, I pretty much just went up to like my history and my Spanish teacher and I was like, hey, I turned in these assignments, and they were like, oh great, I'll take a look at it. And it looks like they updated it, and I mean, the results speak for themselves. I mean, this is not like a good grade book by any means. It's just A minuses. It's not like fully A pluses or something. But, you know, it's enough for my mom, so that's enough for me. breaking news. Typical Gamer has gotten an icon skin. The wait is finally fucking over. It's about damn time. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. There's probably going to be a tournament. I'm probably going to play the tournament to try and get the skin. But if not, I'm definitely going to buy it in the item shop. I mean, congrats to TG, man. He should have gotten the skin back in like chapter 2. I've been watching him ever since I started playing, which is like chapter 3. This man is a legend. He definitely deserves it.